Evening, folks. Nick the Fourth here. Decided to make a video tonight. I was almost just not going to, but I decided to make one just showing some more, I guess, more maintenance kind of stuff than really getting something running, building something, anything of that nature. Just want to try to get this all running correctly and better at the same time. I mean, it's a little modification, but it's nothing crazy. Pretty simple. I mean, y'all could do it for these old Tillotson HL carbs. I like it on my other saw, so I wanted to do it on this one. My original plan was to swap this this saw to a Tillotson HS little cube like this guy. Found a intake block that would come from factory. It was actually a factory swap on them, but I can't find the elbow for the top cover, can't find the throttle linkage, and I can't find the choke linkage that went for that disposable kit. So we're just going to swap it. I'll show y'all in just a second. I'll show you what we're going to swap it to. But without further ado, I'll show you the saw in question. Is our Homelite Xp-1000 100cc saw. Y'all seen it run in one video. I've rebuilt this Tillotson HL 2 times, and the needle keeps sticking on it. Tried the factory needle, tried cleaning it, needle and seat, tried cleaning it, tried aftermarket, keeps sticking open, flooding out, and I mean, it'll fill up this car box. So like I said, I was going to swap it to a HS series because I got an intake manifold to fit. And here, I'll punch y'all down a little bit further. Got an intake manifold to fit, but carb linkage, either have to make one or try to find the factory. I'd love to find the factory one. Same with this choke linkage. It'd be too short. I mean, it's short by about 2 inches, or 1.5 inches really. That may be something I'd try to do in the future. Here, swap my hands over. See if y'all can see that any better. See, so our throttle linkage, I'd have to either take out this bend, move y'all a little bit further, take out this bend so it would actually reach the arm up here, and with this choke on this side, I mean, you're seeing I'm at least 1 inch off of that choke, and it'd have to be upside down to work on these style of what's it called, where out would actually be, out would be closed and would be open. But trying to find the factory part for this and the choke. Thought I found one for the choke, but it's sold. And I'd liked it to be as factory as possible. I said this was a factory option. That's why I bought it. But I'll put that project on hold for now. I'd rather just get this all running so I can run it a little bit. So what we're going to do tonight is, this is the factory Tillotson HL series carb, factory elbow. What we're going to do is put on this stihl 070 090 clone carb HS HL 324, something like that. This is a Chinese clone. Got it on my Homelite 172. Love it. Runs excellent in that saw, and it's pretty well almost a bolt up. I mean, almost. I mean, one thing I know I have to do, because I had to do it on the other carb, is swap over this choke linkage. You can either swap sides and drill a hole, which I may end up doing that. I'll probably grind off this rivet right here, this little arm, and that'll be the exact hole that I'll need to match it up, especially when it flipped over. Yeah, it'll be fine. Flip that over, so that'll choke will work. The throttle linkage is the exact same as the HL factory carb. The The idle screw is the same. The only thing we'll have to change from this carb over to this carb is the short, see the short pump or diaphragm inlet needle. See how this one's, well, you'll see how it's taller than that guy. You need this short one to fit down this carb box. So that's what we'll do now. Just swap these over, and then you'll have to put the linkage at the right angle. But I mean, that's literally about all you have to do besides the choke. And some people don't even fool with the choke. I do. So I'm gonna swap these over real quick. Wish I had my star bit, but I do not. I'll just swap these over real quick. And I guess I could show you it on camera. I mean, it does literally swap right over. Point y'all down just a little further. Like I said, just gonna pull this guy off. If I can get this lined up right. These are a multi-head star and flathead pattern. So another thing I do like about these clone carbs is they already come with the diaphragm that is more resistant to ethanol, so it won't harden up on you. I mean, my 172 has sat for months and months and months with ethanol fuel in it, and it hasn't rusted or has not corroded out the tank, and it'll still. I mean, you put the choke to it, a couple pulls, and they'll fire right over. I usually will run them hard, get them to run that old going through, clean it out with some fresh gas and mix, and they seem to run fine. I mean, I would prefer non-ethanol, but literally cannot find it around me. I'd have to drive over an hour to get it. Right now, trying to plan a wedding, get that going. I don't have the time to drive an hour out of the way. So, work with what I got. Alright, that should be loosened up. So we're going to pop it off. Alright, we got one more. This one right here, actually a couple of them. You're loose. Thought I'd loosen them all up enough. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. My hands are pretty cold. It's getting chilly again. I think it's back in the 40s, and my hands will start to go numb in a little while. I have bad blood flow in my hands, so I usually don't work out here in the winter too much. Didn't last winter. That's before I started YouTube. Worked during the daylight when it was above 50, but once it got dark and went below, I usually wouldn't work too much longer. I'm doing a little bit better out here. Got a little, what's it called, heater. Granted, that door's open over there, but I got a little heater up underneath the bench here. Just heat up my legs, which, you know, it'll resonate up the body. So, let's go ahead and pull this guy off. Sorry if this is boring content. I hope it's not. I wanna make something interesting for y'all. I mean, I think it's interesting. I'd like to know how to do it if I was just getting in it, or even if you're not just getting in it, but seeing what you can swap over. I mean, I'm sure there's probably 100 videos on it now, so maybe I'm beating a dead horse, but maybe mine will come up fairly quick in the search bar. You're out. Got another thread or two. You're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. Okay, they're all out. Come on. Diaphragm's gonna stick with it. So it's brand new carb kit. But I just cannot get this thing to not flood out. tried different float heights. It's just literally the needle sticking in the seat, sticking open. And like I said, I've tried 2 and I'm about done pulling with it. I don't know why these Chinese clones work so much better than these factory ones for me. I ain't figured that out, but we'll keep the factory screws with the factory carb. That way, if I swap the bag, I ain't gotta swap them back over again. So, and right here, I'll show you. Line up your, what's it called? Right. Come on. Wait. Got it right there. Just had to lift it off there. There. And that'll be pointing in the factory position. I mean, it's that easy. It's literally just swapping it over. So we will, oh, come on. Little bitty washer. I don't know if my hands will allow me to do this tonight. We'll see. But how have y'all been? I hope everybody's doing well. Been a pretty good week over here. We're in the middle of planting season. Got, see, probably in my area, I'm looking after a track in not my area. It's further south. It's going all right. Really can't make it into the track because the road's in such rough shape. We're having to walk trees in, planters having to walk in, hand planting everything. Because it's just such rough ground. You wouldn't believe how rough a ground it is in South Georgia. Even if I showed you, you'd still be amazed. I'll slide this guy back over here just to fill a hole. So it's just been going slow. Instead of doing probably 60 acres a day, they're getting more like 35, maybe 40. And that's 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 Eastern time till about 6:30 Eastern time. They ain't, not for lack of trying, it's just that steep and that, it's a very brushy side. It was a hardwood track originally, and they didn't cut it all in 1 year, so it's part of it laid over for over a year before it got sprayed for site prep spray. So some of the stuff is like 8 foot tall. 8 foot tall grasses, briars. I mean, it's just nasty. Like walking through water uphill. That's the best way I can describe it. I mean, you just got briars and all kind of crap tugging on you. It's just tough work. But they're probably about halfway through now. Just gonna finish tightening these up. There you go. Go. Like I said, fits right on it. I haven't run into any of these aftermarket carbs that they didn't line up on it. They all do. So there you go. Now it's in the factory location again, and it'll fit down in the carb box like it's supposed to. Fits right down like it's supposed to again. Or I say for the first time. Alright, next we will swap over. Where do I want to grind that off first and punch it through? Because I mean, that's literally the hole it's going to be at. And if I swap it over to this side, let me double check myself. So I dropped that because I didn't bolt it down. Sorry. Throw this back on real quick. Getting ahead of myself. I do that from time to time. Swap it that way. There we go. I'll throw throw these bolts in here real quick, just so that doesn't happen again. There we go. Tight, tight, tight. I'll throw these real quick. Don't want y'all watching dead footage, really. I ain't gonna crank on them because you never know. May swap it back one day. Just need it where they won't come out. Another thing you'll probably have to do is plug these adjustment holes for the carb and the carb box, but you can find some plugs. So I did with the McCulloch, it had a plug you just popped open. This one, I'd probably just get rubber plugs to fill in them holes. Or you don't, I mean, yeah, I would probably still plug them. I wouldn't leave them open. Me personal. Because I mean, you'll bring in unfiltered fines in there. Alright, so like I was saying, take this choke rod, grind out that stud, pull it out, flip it over, and your choke rod will be on the right side. Only issue is, unlike this carb that has a detent, this one does not. So might need to somehow make this choke linkage right here a little stiffer right there, so that way when it is in, it won't pull the choke shut. Slide it back out. Think I can get a different grommet, a newer grommet with a little bit smaller inner diameter to really hold that down pretty good, and you won't have an issue. Or I don't think there's a spot to drop a detent ball. I'll have to see if this has a on the shaft has a detent. If that's the case, then we can pull the ball out of here, put it on this. Or see that this shaft is just held in by, looks like a press. Looks like a pressed fit with a detent. I'm gonna pull this one out, pull this linkage off, and see if it even has the spot for the detent. We'll just, all you gotta do is pull the blade. Oh, of course it's gonna be tight as all get out, which it should. Definitely should be. You don't want this guy coming loose, because then it is getting swallowed, and you're gonna be cussing. You're gonna be cussing hard. There we go. Now we'll Loctite it back into place. This one actually didn't come with Loctite originally, and it wasn't staked on the other side. So pull it back, slide your guy out. Let's see, does not look like this guy has detent in it, so it's just going to go. Let's rotate it where we can get to this bolt right here, so we can pull it out. All it's got is like a little piece of metal that has a yoke on the end that just holds it pressed down like that on the shaft. The shaft is slotted on the end over here. I mean, you can flop it over that side. It's got a bolt on that side. So these are, I mean, fairly universal carbs, to be completely honest with you. You can really do a lot of mixing and matching with them. Yeah, this does not have a detent on it. Let's see. I don't know. Let me pull this guy off real quick. The spitback shield. That's what it is. It's anti-spitback shield. I do like the detent feature. As far as, yeah, you won't be able to use this No, you won't be able to use it because the true diameter is smaller. Another, I guess, cool thing about it. All right, can y'all see that Venturi? If I get you a light. Oop. It's just shining bright. It's just gonna shine. Let's see if I... Can y'all see that Venturi in there? You can't really see it. Can y'all? Well, take my word for it. The Venturi is much smaller. Or this one is, I mean, it is wide open, so it should still pull fuel fine. I have a feeling, if anything, we will have more than plenty of fuel to feed this. More than plenty. So, next on my agenda is I'm going to go over to my grinder, grind this. Oh heck, now I can't remember what you want. What I'm trying to call it. This stud. It's got a it has a, basically it's riveted in. You just grind off the back and you can pop it right out, and that's what we will use as our linkage for our slot or hole for our choke linkage. So I'll pause y'all real quick and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry, my grinder's it's slowing down to stop. All I did was take it over to the grinder, grind down the back side of that rivet a little bit, and just took a pair of pliers and pulled it right out. That's literally all you have to do. Now to put it back in, you gotta take this bolt out. So we're gonna be going in from this side. Just like so. Pull that guy out. Pull this, push this guy in. We'll need this bolt with our little collar. Set it down real quick. It's that little collar I'm telling you about. There you go. Sorry, forget what the camera is on this iPhone. That's very low tech over here. I'm sorry. Maybe one day I'll save up and get a I don't know, something like a GoPro or something, some kind of better camera. But just trying to save up for this wedding while also trying to fix on saws, and I know to really, I guess, get better at, get better quality. I need to get a better camera, but it's kind of low on my priorities at the moment. Alright, that sheet's locked in. So, make sure forward should be open. It's going to be backwards, unfortunately. Now it's going to be open. Unless I did. Literally, unless I'm going to have to swap it around to this. I have to put this guy back. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's literally in the wrong spot. Said I know you can't use this choke rod because the bore's so daggone small in it. I have to do a little bit more playing with this than I thought. Thought it was a little more open and shut. I mean, for the most part it is, really. To be completely honest with you, it's pretty daggum easy. But so if you were there, pull it out, you'd shut, push in. We'd have to literally be upside down, which I don't know if that'll work because of this oiling rod. Where, yeah, I may end up still making a different choke for this choke button. Thought I'd be able to do it from the factory, but if I want it to work like this, I'll have to do something else. Yeah, I'll have to do something else. I'll still use that, but I need it to be almost a straight, maybe a little bit of a kick down or a kick under that. But I'm worried about that a little while later. So set this guy back down in here. It's only gonna really go one way. I'll say that. I can get it down in here the right way. Come on. It's gonna try to fight me. They only like to go in one way. If you've ever dealt with these. So yeah, let's push in, close. I still don't like that. If we won't ever get anything to work like that, so we're gonna have to do it like so. Which goes like this. I believe. What are we hitting? Oh, our little detent over here. I was wondering, I was like, what are we hitting? It's our detent. And on this side, it's our Of course, we won't be able to get all the way over. Thing's running me for a loop right now. I tell you, it really is. So I could do that. That would put it in the right spot, I believe. So that'd be wide open all the way forward. Pull out. No, it still won't be in the right spot. May pause y'all for a second and see exactly how I can get this guy to work with me. I know I can make it work that way, but I don't know how I'll be able to get this guy go from that position down. That's what's going to be the tricky part. That will be tricky. I'll pause y'all real quick and see if I can figure something out. So, what all bolted up and was pretty straightforward. Carb bolted up, throttle linkage bolted up. It works perfect, full throttle. The issue was the choke. Because the way the arm was, which I got another tilt neck somewhere. I think it's in the truck. This arm was actually the other way. You can see which way it is now. It's really, you can't. Sorry, I done got the bar on here, but it's pointing at this direction now. Before it was this direction, plus it had the little tang on the bottom. What it ended up doing is pressing the shaft off the arm and switching it from literally flipping it around so it was facing to the back, and then drilled one hole a little bit higher and a little bit closer to the actual arm, a little bit higher than the original, and a millimeter back as high as I could go to get the choke to work, and it works perfect. It doesn't go fully in like it did before, but that's no issue. Choke works perfect now. So, already tested it. Car's pulling fuel. So I got fuel up to it. Yep. So, next on chopping block for this, well, I need to fit this guy on here, back on here. I think it went like so. Could be wrong, or it could have been like that. I can't remember. But one or the other. Oh no, it goes this side. yeah, set this guy back on here, which has got 2 screws. And a splashback shield, and it also helps kind of keep some debris out of the carb. Set this guy up in here, try to get him started. Alright, that one's started. That one's started. I said it's just fairly straightforward, to be honest. Literally just had to work out the choke issue. That seems to be the only issue with swapping these onto any of the Tillotson, or swapping this onto Max or Homelites, or really any saw that had a HL. Your typical HL style. Most of the choke or the throttle pretty gonna work. It's gonna bolt up. Now your idle adjustments, they could be off. Your jets could be off center of where in your car box it is. This one's perfect, so it's no issue. The Mac, the original jet was further back, jet opening, and the car box was further back, but so you have to go in at a little bit of an angle. It's no issue. And pretty much the choke, that's about the only thing you have to really work with. But like I said, now it works perfectly fine. Just maybe a 1/4 inch. I could probably bend the arm a little bit further up, and it would probably go in that last little 1/4 inch. But in case I ever do want to swap this back, I'll leave it stock. So there you go. Like I said, it just took me a little while to figure out how to get the choke to work, but now it works perfect. It works just perfect. Yep. All the way down. So that'll about wrap this one up. Sorry I had to cut it up into 2 videos. I said it took me a minute to figure out exactly how to get it to work right, but sometimes you just have to walk away from them and think about it for a little bit. But that's all I ended up doing, was just thinking about it. Set this guy back on here. Not a huge fan of this muffler design, but they sure do look good. I love the look of these saws. I really do. So now we will, if I can get some time and it'll quit raining, you hear it raining in the background now. If I can get some time for it to quit raining, we'll try to stick this thing back in some wood. And see how it performs. Come on. That should be tight enough. Now let's see how it performs. So, like I said, pretty quick video, 5 minutes. I'll add it on to the original video. Probably cut the ending of that video out and put this one in. And I hope to see y'all next one. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Maybe this will help one of y'all out in the future dealing with these saws. That's mainly what I started my channel about, was just trying to show that you can, there's a couple different ways to go about fixing these old saws, whether it be the original carburetor. Like I said, this one just kept leaking, needle kept sticking. Even with 2 different the factory needle that I cleaned, needle and teeth that I cleaned, and the replacement I got, they both stuck, so I'm not sure why. But we will see. We'll see what she does. We got it fitted up, should work fine. We'll just have to see when we stick it in some wood. So hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you don't mind, like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Does help the channel. Trying to reach more folks. If you know anybody that's got some of these saws and they're trying to get them running or whatever else, I mean, show them, recommend them. Not trying to make money off this by any means, because I'm not ever going to get there. I know that. Just trying to show how to get some of these old saws running and get them running pretty good. But like I said, if you don't mind, like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and we will see y'all on the next one. Thanks, y'all.